I don't know what country that helicopter's from, but it's not America. The American flag has 50 stars. The flag on that building has 10 stars. Maybe that's America after the movie Red Dawn, who knows. Anyway, I think we can all agree that the helicopter in this game has a paint job that would make Airwolf envious. Nobody will see you coming against a blue sky when your helicopter is painted red and white. This is my original game cartridge for my Atari 7800, and I always assumed that Choplifter was about the hostage crisis back in 1981. According to the designer of the game, it's actually not, but what you're doing in this game is rescuing hostages with a helicopter. You blow up the building that they're in, not damaging any of them, land beside them, pick them up without getting destroyed by airplanes or tanks, and then fly home without running into anything or being shot down. It's a fun game and was released for everything back in the day. Literally everything. Commodore 64, Atari 5200, Apple II, ColecoVision, NES. I'm not sure if it came out on the ZX Spectrum. Ah, language. I could sure go for a pint of bitter while arguing over what's better, the ZX Spectrum or the ZX Spectrum. Odds are the ColecoVision. Damn, that helicopter's like a clown car. And what is that thing? It's like a squid attached to a hot air balloon. Whatever it is, you don't want to hit it. In fact, you don't want to hit anything, especially when you're carrying the rescued hostages, because then you lose them all. Choplifter, which is not to be confused with Chopper Command from Activision, is an extremely fun and challenging game. Sadly, the Atari 7800 version is just not that exciting compared to, say, the Sega Master System version, which is awesome. Now, I had this back in the day, and I loved it. Picking it up and playing it again leaves me wanting to play one of the other versions of Choplifter, because the game just ends so abruptly, no matter how well you do. It's like they just stopped halfway through while programming it. Being bombed is probably the most dangerous thing in this game. When you're picking up your hostages, you want to make sure that you're really on the lookout for that fighter jet that comes by and bombs you. The tank can also shoot you, but they're fairly easy to destroy, those nice low-profile tanks. They look like they're squashed. The maximum amount of points in the far right column on the top of the screen there, you see how they have 3 numbers. The middle number is how many rescued hostages you're carrying, the right number is how many you've saved, and the left number is bad. When you're landing, you want to make sure to aim for the middle of the anarchy symbol. The maximum score in the right column that you can get at least is 64, like the Commodore 64. It's fairly easy to lose some hostages actually, because the tanks will shoot them and you can land on them by accident. They just don't get out of the way. Other versions of this game have other levels beyond just this desert level. The Atari 7800 cartridge does not. You're playing this game to see if you can get 64, which was fun back in the day, but picking it up again, I'm impressed at the technical quality because the gameplay actually works quite well. Graphically, it's not anything extraordinary. But as I've always said, I'm very impressed with the Atari 7800 itself. It's backwards compatible. But this game suffers the fate of many Atari 7800 games. It leaves me wanting more. Because I know it could do more. At least I have excellent game cartridges for Xevious, Galaga, and Joust. Choplifter was fun to revisit, but to be honest, there's better versions of Choplifter out there, which you'll see during my Sega Master System review of Choplifter, which looks like a totally different game. And it has more than one level. If you think it looks fun, it is. This is a really cool game. It kind of has wonky flight controls, which adds to the challenge, no matter what version you play. So hunt down a version of Choplifter somewhere. Maybe for the Apple II. So instead of playing that skiing game where you skied between the exclamation points, or instead of playing Oregon Trail, try Choplifter. There's a lot more explosions, and nobody starves to death.